welcome back to my channel. Now I'm going to break down the steps that I use before I buy new altcoins that hit the market or altcoins that I'm just looking to invest in general. These are essential to keeping your safety so that you don't get scammed or you don't get hyped up by a lot of these KOLs and these crypto YouTubers that tell you to buy these tokens, and you don't have any way to fact check them or me, right? Or me, to make sure that you're making the right decision for yourself and that you're getting into these projects at the correct time. Today, we're going to be using Plume as an example, which is a new token on the market that came out a few weeks ago. If I go to the max chart, I know I can see, yep, January came out January, let's just say 20th, for example, right? Now, as you can see, a lot of these tokens have massive price spikes when they first come out. The hype is very high. It's promising to be the new best thing in crypto. This happens every day in crypto. This is nothing new. But something very interesting I want you to see that has played out for multiple different tokens and 99% of different crypto assets. And you can go and fact check this for yourself. As you can see here, it hits a peak, and what happens after? Price sells off, people get some tokens unlocked. VCs and early stage investors and people like me who are in launch pads and in seed round investments sell off a bit of their tokens. You can see if you had bought anywhere near the top, you'd be paying probably 20 cents per token, as you can see here, right? If you had just waited a few days, you'd be able to buy this token at 50% cheaper per price. Now, even as these tokens continue to live in the market for a few days and weeks, you can see that you're going to have some price bounces where they're going to try to recapture this level up here, but usually they just continue to dip down further, not claiming any new highs past these points, right? Even up to this current point, where the chart, to me, I'll be completely honest, doesn't look bad at all. Like, this looks like a pretty successful launch in my book. Now, quick sidebar, if you don't know, Plume is an RWA platform, the first on the ETH layer, and they're just trying to connect RWA projects to blockchain. This is the same story we've seen multiple times throughout crypto, but point is, you never want to buy these projects when they first release unless you're using a trading bot, a Telegram bot, whatever kind of bot you have, and you're buying it within the first 3 minutes, because you can get it around over here when launch first comes, or maybe look, the first day even you were good to go. But if you hear about this token too late and you ride the hype, you're probably going to end up buying somewhere between the 15 to 20 cent range, and you're going to end up holding bags or having to buy lower to lower your overall cost average. Now, after taking a quick look at the chart, I like to go over to the tokenomics and just see what's going on here. So fully diluted is 1.5 billion. The actual market cap is 300 million. This is because all the tokens aren't circulating yet. We only have about 20% of the overall supply out. And later on in the video, I'm going to show you how to check the vesting schedules so you know exactly when big unlocks are coming, so you can protect yourself and maybe sell your bags before and buy lower if you want to hold a token like this. Trading volume is really strong. There's a lot of attention on the token, $52 million. That is really good as well. So now, assuming that I like the way the chart looks and I like the way the tokenomics on the surface level look, I'm going to do some more digging into this token to make sure it's something that I actually want to buy. The next quick thing that I like to do is check to see what major exchanges have this token listed, because as we all know, once the market picks up and you get new crypto investors don't know how to use a MetaMask. They don't know what Uniswap is and these other decentralized exchanges and these private wallets. So they're going to go to a centralized exchange to buy a lot of these tokens. So you're going to want to have a lot of liquidity that is able to flow into the particular asset that you choose to invest in. Now, some of the greatest opportunities come before they reach on centralized exchanges, but this is just one of many ways to approach buying new altcoins. For Plume specifically, they launched on Bybit, Mexi, Gate.io, KuCoin, BitGet, a lot of big exchanges also on Uniswap v3, which is pretty good. Those are some relatively big exchanges. It's not a Binance or a Kraken or a Coinbase or anything like that, but these are pretty reputable exchanges, so that isn't too bad in and of itself. Now, remember what I told you about the circulating supply and how only 20% is out for Plume? We've got to head over to a site like cryptorank.io to check and see what the vesting schedule looks like. So if we come down here on the website, there's a vesting schedule header and there's a vesting schedule tab bar at the top. You just want to be able to click chart. You can use table or timeline, it's kind of up to you, but I particularly like this one because it also doesn't only break down how much is is yet to be unlocked, but it actually breaks it down in the exact tokens and the percentage that each stage of investments hold. So as you can see, the foundation holds 13%, like early stage investors, early backers. These are pretty much, you can look at these as all being in the same category. The only differentiator is the ecosystem. So this is anything in the project or the community tokens that they have gotten. And you can look at the chart here and look at January 25th, all the way out to as far as the last token is released. We don't care about looking that far out right now because we know that there's going to be a bear market at some point in 2026. So what we want to know is if we're going to get any tokens dumped on us in the near future, so pretty much this year. And it looks like there's linear investing. I'm going to zoom in for you on the chart. But as I stop here on the 7th month of the year, which is July, you can see that 27.8% of the total supply will be unlocked, which is only a 7% dilution from where we are currently at today. Meaning there isn't that much that is going to be flooded onto the market. So there isn't really big price dips that you're going to have to worry about, or big a bunch of dilution that you're going to have to worry about, because it's not like one of these tokens that drops 30% in the next 3 months and then another 30% 3 months after that. Like, you're not going to have to worry about major unlocks because it's linear investing. And by this point, we should be in an altcoin season. So the buy pressure far outweighs the token unlocks in a bull market. Now, when we're talking about a bear market, this is why we don't hold altcoins or Bitcoin in a bear market. Only when Bitcoin bottoms do we start to buy back Bitcoin, because these token unlocks kill tokens in a bear market when the selling pressure is the highest, and then you have dilution of the token. It's just a mix for disaster. Now, one thing that is very important is you want to take a look at the website, and for any reason you want to look at the website, is just because you want to see if it's well put together. I can tell that this site had a lot of effort put into it and a lot of money is behind it. Looks very clean. The one thing that I wasn't able to see, which I can see the backers here, which is also great. The one thing I wasn't able to find when I was preparing for this video was the team. I don't know if the team is doxed. Maybe I just missed it, so maybe some of you can let me know in the comments. If you go on the Plume website, you can see the team. I wasn't able to find the team. It's not a massive red flag, but it's something to keep in the back of your mind when investing or deciding how much capital you want to invest in a project like Plume. Now, another big one for me is looking at the socials. Now, don't just look at the follower count and see, oh my God, they have 1.1 million followers. I better get on the bandwagon before it completely takes off, right? You want to also go down to the last tweets that they have and see how much engagement they're getting. You want to look at the likes, you want to look at the retweets, you want to look at the views they're getting. Because a lot of the times, these companies bought all types of comments and views and likes. And as you can see here, like 34, I don't care what you're posting on $1 million account, to only have 49 likes and 1 to 3 retweets, to me, looks like a botted account. I'm just going to be frank. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I want to see more consistency as far as likes, retweets, comments, and views. And for me, it just looks like, this looks like a botted Twitter account. Telegram, so they have 3,000 people currently online and 123,000. Now, because the market isn't in a confirmed uptrend, I'm not going to really hold them accountable as far as like the amount of people they have online focusing on the token at this current moment, because a lot of people lose interest when the price of Bitcoin and their altcoin assets aren't going in the direction that they want. So they're probably just not opening Telegram and using the app as much and interacting with a lot of these communities. I would like to see 3,000 a little higher compared to the ratio of 123,000. And last but not least, I also want to check out their Discord to see if it matches up with their Telegram as far as users. And they have 3 times as many members on Discord and around 5 times as many, maybe 5 or 6 times as many people actively online. So maybe a majority of their community followed on all platforms, but they mostly interact on Discord, right? So socials don't look too bad for Plume, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really just Twitter that I'm having a problem with right now because the account definitely looks botted. Now, this isn't it. I think this step right here is one of the most crucial steps to take into account. And this is something that wasn't always of access to us in crypto. I know in 2021, if this was around, I didn't know about it, but I'm about to show you something that I've used ever since I found out about it. And I absolutely adore using applications like this. Now, this site is called D.Fi, and it's going to allow us to scan the contract code of any token across the crypto market. And I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean by that. Come to CoinGecko and take the contract address, head back over to d.fi, and you want to copy and paste the contract address in the search tab over here. You see Plume pops up, and all this is going to do is give you a detailed breakdown of any vulnerabilities that may be in the code of this smart contract, or anything that they may be doing right in the contract to protect you as a user. So as you can see at the top, we have 2 high risk and 6 that need attention. It is saying that the contract can be upgraded, changing its functionality at any time. Meaning if they want to change the way the smart contract interacts with any said particular platform, they could, or possibly even do a buy or sell tax on their token, or anything under the sun they could possibly do to this smart contract. And also it's saying that the liquidity is not locked, and that facilitating a potential large number of percent of funds from the liquidity pool could be sold or dumped. Now, one other thing I actually do want to check out is the amount of top 10 token holders. This is also very important as well. So as you go over to the right of the screen, we can see that the top 10 token holders own a massive amount of this token. 50% for the top holder, 35% for the second holder, and honestly, to me, this is already a red flag. This is already a token that I particularly wouldn't be investing in. Not to say that the price couldn't go up, and to say that they are going to even sell their tokens, but the fact that the top 10 holders hold that much of the supply is always a risk. You want to be looking at anywhere where the top 10 holders maybe have anywhere under 20%. In the best case scenario, under 10% is where I would be shooting for. I never want to see a token that has that much concentration in the top 10, because that is honestly too much risk for you to take on, where there's other projects with less of an opportunity to dump on you. And the last thing I would like you to check out is the white paper. If you go to the top tab of any crypto site, you would likely find a white paper or a docs menu tab, where you can check out what the roadmap of the token is, all the inner workings of the token you're investing in, the tokenomics, everything should be there, what they're about, what the team's about, so on and so forth. Now, Plume is in the RWA narrative, so if you know me, you know I love the RWA narrative. Other than AI and DeFi, I think it's going to be one of the biggest sectors to focus on this crypto bull run. Plume does hit that category for me, but I think Plume comes short in a lot of the other categories, to where it's not something that I'd be really interested in putting my money in. But if this video is any help from you, please leave a like and subscribe, because we're doing more videos like this. And click this video up here if you want to get my perfect altcoin portfolio, or if you want to see me rank crypto YouTubers from A to Z to see if you should be following any of these crypto YouTubers. And without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.